So you went and bought a new phone. Now you're going to need a new case for it to protect that investment. What case do you get? Well, in this video we're going to go with my 3 top choices of cases that you should even be considering. No, you're not going to pick these up at Walmart. You can find them on Amazon. I have links in the description below, so let's just jump right into this video and go over these 3 cases. First off, the name brands are ArmadilloTek, Poetic, and Supcase. And specifically, the cases are the ArmadilloTek Vangaurd series, and the Supcase Unicorn Beetle Pro, and the Poetic Revolution. So these 3 cases, not only are they good looking, but they offer great protection. So let's first go over some of the things all 3 cases have in common. The first thing they have in common is that they all have the military drop standard. To get this standard, they all have to be dropped 26 times, basically on all sides, all angles, different faces. It's dropped onto a 2-inch piece of plywood, so it's got to be able to withstand that and the impact over and over and over again until that drop test is done. Then the next thing they have in common is they all have a kickstand. As you can see, not all of them have the same angle on their kickstand when they're standing up. The ArmadilloTek has a little tighter angle on it, and it lays the phone back quite a bit compared to the other 2, as you can see, but still holds up the phone, and all of them have about the same angle when they're put on their side for viewing, like viewing a movie or YouTube video or other things like that. So if you're reading, maybe in the vertical position, the ArmadilloTek does lay back a little further. The ArmadilloTek has a little narrower of a kickstand, so the stability is a little less than the other 2, but it still holds up the phone fine, and it does what it's supposed to do. One of the next things they have in common is that they are a 2-piece hybrid case. So we've seen this a lot, to where you snap one case on and then you secure another piece. There's another manufacturer that uses rubber. Terrible idea, in my opinion. These have the TPU and hard plastic built in together for the case's back, and then you have a plastic front that snaps the phone into place. On some phones that are not like this Galaxy Note 10 Plus, they still have a built-in screen protector, which also adds protection for your phone in another way. So for the Note 10 Plus, they had to take it out because of the fingerprint scanner. It doesn't work with all phone screen protectors. And the other thing they have in common is that they all allow for wireless charging. So there's no metal in the backs to prevent the wireless charging from working. They are a little thicker, obviously, so you may have to leave it on the wireless charger for a few seconds before you see it take effect, but it will work, and I have tested it on all 3 cases, and it does work fine. Those are the things that I found that they all have in common. Let's start to go over some of the things that are different in each case. First of all, let's go over size. So the Poetic wins this category with the largest size, both tall and width. So height and width, the Poetic is the largest of the 3 cases, with the Supcase being in the middle and the ArmadilloTek being the smallest, slimmest, shortest of the bunch. I would recommend, if you are a pocket carrying phone person, then the ArmadilloTek is probably your choice, because not only is it smaller, but it also has a smoother feel on the back. The rubber grips are held to the sides more, and so they're not going to stick in your pockets as bad. The Supcase Unicorn Beetle Pro will do the same thing. It will slide in and out of your pocket, not too bad either, especially if that's where you carry it most of the time. So it just has more of the rubber that's on the back too as well, so that it might stick a little bit. I would not recommend carrying the Poetic in your pocket. That thing is huge, and it has very grippy rubber. So let's talk about the grip while we're talking about grip. The Poetic, I would have to say, is the best, grippiest rubber that's on all of the 3 cases. It's almost tacky to a point, but it doesn't attract dust and things like that. All of the cases have very nice feel to them. I would say personally, I like the feel of the ArmadilloTek case the best as far as being in my hand. It has rounder, smoother edges on the back, and it just kind of feels really nice in the hand, but it's still got good grip to it. The Unicorn Beetle Pro is similar, but it's got some edges so that it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel bad at all. And then the Poetic being the largest, it is huge, but it does have a better tacky rubber on it, so you can hold on to it better. Some of the difference, so on the buttons, where you're looking for something tactile to be able to find the buttons to press them, the Supcase and the Poetic case, both of those are fairly easy to find the buttons. They have pronounced button areas. That's where I don't like on the ArmadilloTek. I had to look at that case every single time I wanted to turn the phone on because the buttons are not real pronounced and my fingers are calloused. I need something that sticks out, and if it's a rugged case, I expect it to stick out. So the ArmadilloTek was a little hard to find the buttons. Wish they would have put a little more into it to be able to stick those out some more to be able to find. Another thing with the ArmadilloTek case is it has this little tab, I guess you could say, that sticks out at the bottom, and it covers the charging port on the phone. Now all of these phones have that, but for some reason the one on the ArmadilloTek stuck out tremendously far. They could use some of that rubber up on the side for the volume and power button, but it stuck out enough to where that's right where my pinky would rest. And so that thing stuck into my pinky, and for me, after a while, it would cause some pain. It was the best feeling case in the hand except for that little tab. I'm sure if I was going to keep it on the phone 100% of the time, I would probably just shave that tab off with a razor. For myself, that's just me. And then one more thing, that some of the differences are the warranty. The warranty on all three cases is a little bit different. The Poetic has a 3-year warranty. 3 years on the Poetic. The Supcase and the ArmadilloTek case have 1-year warranties. However, if you go on the ArmadilloTek website, it says, contact us. We'll definitely do our best to try to help you out. You never know. You might be able to contact them and say, hey, let me know. And then the last difference, to me, is the biggest difference. The Supcase Unicorn Beetle Pro comes with a holster. It's the only one of the 3 cases that come with a holster. And you might be saying, that doesn't matter to me, I'm not a holster person. Well, let me show you what happened after 1 hour of using the Poetic case. I got to work. I had put the Poetic case on in the morning. I was loving it. I had pocketed the phone because it doesn't have a holster, so obviously you're going to carry it in your pocket. So I got to the site, I was working, and something caught in my jeans, hit my pocket, and ripped into the existing screen protector that's on the phone. Didn't harm the screen at all, which I was so grateful for. You know, $1,000 phone, you don't want to be freaking breaking a screen already. That happened, and I was just like, oh man, I can't believe it. And I'm not blaming it on the case, because the case still was doing what it is supposed to. However, the way I normally carry my phone, I always carry it in the holster, and that holster, it covers the screen, and the back is what's exposed to the elements or whatever, if you will. And so that gives one more added area of protection for your phone. And if you're looking into that screen and you're paying $1,000 for that phone, you want that thing to be clear and you want it to be protected. Why pay that much for something that you're going to have cracks all over the place for? I don't think that's a good idea. You might be thinking, okay, but the ArmadilloTek case didn't have a holster, and well, while that is true, I thought I would try something, and it worked. So after I tested the Supcase for 3 days, I went and switched everything to the ArmadilloTek case and got it all set up, and I thought, what the heck, I'm going to try and see if it fits in the holster, because that's the way I like to carry my phone. And sure enough, the ArmadilloTek case fits perfectly into the holster as if it was made for it. So that's how I was able to carry that phone case for 3 days to do the testing on that one, and it worked perfectly fine. Nothing against the Poetic case. I was still able to test it and use it for 3 days, no problem. I just had to carry it in my pocket, and then I ended up carrying it in a completely different pocket that I usually have something else in. It was a little inconvenient, but nothing against the case. I still would recommend it. But if you like the ArmadilloTek case, but you really need a holster, you can just buy a Supcase. And the reason I'm saying that is, for the price of both of them together, you can still get that cheaper than you can get the other rugged case that you can find at Walmart, or some of the other rugged cases you can find online that are 40 and 50 and 60 bucks. because these 3 cases, most of them you can find anywhere for under 25 bucks on Amazon or some other sellers. Speaking of which, I do have links down below to all 3 of these cases. As an affiliate, I do earn from qualified purchases, but that doesn't get reflected to you. It just helps build the channel, support the channel, and I would appreciate anything you can do. So if you do want to buy any of these 3 cases, please click on those links. It really helps out. So, in a nutshell, all 3 of these cases are super. They're really good cases. However, with the Unicorn Beetle Pro being the only one that comes with a holster, that is added protection that you can get that will help your phone stay new and new looking, whether it's the brand new iPhone, or if it's a OnePlus 7 Pro, or it's the brand new Galaxy Note 10 Plus, or whatever you happen to get. These case manufacturers make cases for them, and you will be happy to have your phone still protected. And now, especially with Apple and Samsung and all these other manufacturers starting to take trade-ins, the better your phone looks when you go to trade it in, the more valuable it is towards your trade. You want to do whatever you can to keep that phone looking good. I would recommend any of these 3 cases. I personally have chosen to use the Unicorn Beetle Pro because it does have the holster. I could switch to the ArmadilloTek and still use the holster. However, I would really like it if ArmadilloTek could make a holster for it. And in fact, if all 3 case manufacturers made a holster, I would have a really hard time choosing which case I would want to use. The Poetic is a little big, but it feels really good. It's nice and grippy. So that's it in a nutshell. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you want to see more videos like this, I do all kinds of stuff that has to do with contractor related items. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the new videos. I won't be flooding your video subscription timeline with videos because I don't make them very often, but when I do, I try to give my full honest opinion of everything I've got. Just wanted to add that I bought all of these cases myself. They were not provided to me. The manufacturers are seeing this video just as you are right now. That is a wrap. Until next time, stay safe.